The time has come for us to show you our On Topper the World collection. I'm so excited to give you a detailed look at our eyeshadow palette and the 22 nail lacquers that come along with it. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Starting with the palette, let's first check out its packaging. This beautiful box is so whimsical, from its coloration to the detailing of its holographic finish and embossed holographic foiling. We wanted this palette to evoke a feeling of lighthearted happiness, calmness, and an overall feeling of peace. The palette artwork features a beautiful skyscape, as if it's a vantage point like you're above the cloud line in an airplane looking over the horizon with water below you, with a beautiful sunset as you get some light glare and a little rainbow refraction. This artistic palette was done intentionally. With so much AI in the world, we wanted it to feel like a human actually made it. And so we did that. Physically, we made the artwork, hand painted, and then digitally rendered from there. So you're going to get a beautiful painterly vibe, enhanced with a holographic shimmer finish, and carried through to the holographic foiling for the lettering. And if you open the palette, you'll see that the picture is continuous artwork so that you can see the full skyscape imagery. On the inside, you'll notice we have 8 square pans and 1 special rectangular pan, full of 10 all-new sparkling multichromatic shadows. You have some traditional iridescent ones, as well as some tinted toppers. So these 10 shades are intended to embody the sky. All of the shadow debossings represent what they actually are. As you can see, the rainbows continue from one pan to the next. Another detail that I love is the holographic little stars, as well as the die cut on the mirror for the sun and moon. The top large pan is a symbolic representation of a day to night transition. So naturally, simply beaming, the warmer one, is your daytime, and over the moon is your nighttime. And since we have these warm and cool shades, they're not intended to actually shift necessarily. However, they're your neutrals and the staples in this palette. They can be used in a multi-purpose way, whether it's on your eyes, or as a highlighter, or even a body shimmer. So seeing as that top pan represents the sky, everything that falls below is what's in your sky. Directly beneath, we have the 2 clouds, and that's why we kept those as traditional white iridescent shades. And further below that, we have the 6 pans that make up a rainbow in your beautiful sky. So let's take a closer look at the shadows now. Starting with simply beaming. Of course, it has its really cute sun debossing, and it's described as a bright golden hour topper. It's a really warm yellow gold with hints of peach in there. And I would say that it shifts a little bit silvery in tone even. This one is super blinding, but it smooths out effortlessly on the skin. And then the other shade of this duo is Over the Moon. Naturally, it has a moon debossing. It's a multi-dimensional moonlit silver topper. Up close, you can see some reflex of blue and lavender. But overall, it's very icy and silvery, and it gives a really beautiful wet look. So those are our 2 neutrals, if you will. And a fun tip, you can mix these 2 shades together to get a blinding platinum white gold. Since these shadows are handmade, just a reminder that the transition from day to night might not always be the exact same. You might have a little more daytime or a little more nighttime in your palette. Next is our first cloud shade, appropriately named Head in the Clouds. We describe it as a pink to green shifting topper with a drizzle of silver in there. The pink tone that you get straight on is pretty pearly, but it's very hard to capture on camera, so I'll do my best. This one definitely has a larger particle size, but again, it smooths out really beautifully on the skin. I would recommend attack your primer for Head in the Clouds, and in general, all of these shades could benefit from it, but especially this one. As you can see, the shifts are definitely on the silvery toned side, so even though there is some pink and green, it is quite a pearly finish. Since the theme of this palette is just to make you feel good and happy, you're probably gonna love this one called Cloud 9. We describe it as a minty silver to green shifting topper. And as you can see, it is smoother and a smaller particle size when compared to Head in the Clouds. This is another really good shadow if you want that wet look effect. I also think it would double as a really fun highlighter. I mean, all of these can be worn that way, so whatever you like. And onto our deconstructed rainbow. Of course, we have the pink tone first, which is Joys of Spring. We describe it as a petal red to yellow to green shifting topper. Honestly, it's a bit of a pinky red, but compared to the pink in Head in the Clouds or the orange of the next one, it really is more of a red tone than a pink. And onto our orange shade, Happy as a Clam. It's a clamshell orange to yellow to green shifting topper, and when compared to Joys of Spring, I would say that the green in that shadow is stronger than in Happy as a Clam. This one is more of a lime rather than a true grass green. You'll also notice that I'm showing you my finger after I've swatched it, so you can really get a sense of how it smooths out. Next up is Jump for Joy. We named the shadow that because we thought the color yellow is just very happy, so Jump for Joy seemed appropriate. It's described as a happy yellow to green to aqua shifting topper. Again, you can see how it smoothed out at the end here. It's such a bright and beautiful color. Next up is Happy Go Lucky. Of course, the name with lucky in it had to be green because I can't think of luck without thinking of clovers. It's described as a cool clover green to blue shifting topper. I have a feeling this might be a lot of your favorites because that blue tone that it shifts to is just so special. And the second last color is Walking on Air. It's a soft, breezy blue topper with a bright pink to orange shift. This one's really neat because it's a very soft lilac-y blue tone straight on, but as it shifts, it becomes more impactful as it goes through the pink and orange. And the last shadow, but certainly not least, is Feeling Sky High. It's a sunset pink to orange to yellow shifting topper. It may be last, but it's definitely not least because this one is so stunning and ultra shifty. Now, all of these tinted shadows are just very minor tints. I would say that they enhance the shift, but don't necessarily show up visible on the skin. If you build them up a lot, potentially you might be able to see a bit of a cast of the color, but they do very much so function like an iridescent. Here I've added in some clips of all 10 shades swatched on the back of my hand, so you can kind of get a sense of how they compare to one another. You can see the differences or similarities in their textures, and I think it's especially noticeable with Head in the Clouds. That one is probably the most particulate, while Cloud 9 and Over the Moon are the smallest particle size. Now it's time to sit back and relax and enjoy what's next. I'll be inserting some swatch photos from our incredible swatchers so you can get a sense of these shadows on multiple different skin tones as well as over a black base. Since these shadows are so versatile, they can be worn on their own, layered over colors, or even applied over a dark smudged out black eyeliner. The possibilities are endless. Here we have our first swatch on fair skin. And next, layered over black. I find this shot very helpful so that you can get a sense of the different shifts. Up next, we have a tan skin tone, and from left to right, we're starting with the sun and moon, and then our two clouds, and of course, the 6 rainbow colors as we work our way to the right. Now in this swatch photo, we're going down the left column of the palette, and then followed by down the right column of the palette. Here we have the shadows swatched in order of the palette from left to right. The left is the top of the palette with Simply Beaming and Over the Moon, working our way down sequentially to the right. And for the deep skin tone swatch, our split pan is represented at the top right by the wrist. Working our way down again, underneath directly is Head in the Clouds, followed by Cloud 9, and so forth. And last but not least, we'll work our way up to the wrist, starting with Simply Beaming and Over the Moon, and then the 2 clouds, and so forth again. And there you have it. I hope you love this palette as much as we do. We're so excited for you to get this. It goes on sale Wednesday the 13th at 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a limited number available for standard purchase, but we will also have a pre-order option. So don't worry, there will be plenty of opportunity to get this beauty. And if you're here for the nail lacquers, now is the time. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the 10 toppers. Each of these represent the actual shifts that are within the eyeshadows themselves. The direct shifting component within the shadows is exactly what's in the nail lacquers. We wanted to essentially deconstruct the eyeshadows into their shifting components and then into their tinted bases. We decided to go with jelly and Crelly formulas, but do note that the jellies and the Crelly nail lacquers are not the exact same shades as the base tones within the shadows. These are more generalized translations, just to represent the hues within the eyeshadows. For the topper nail lacquers, I'll swatch each of them one coat over a bare nail so that you can get a close-up and see the finish. First topper nail lacquer is Simply Beaming. This is a bright golden hour topper. I don't want to be too redundant in this section, so I'm gonna keep the talking to a minimum. The second topper is Over the Moon. It's a multi-dimensional moonlit silver topper. So you'll notice the descriptions are pretty well the same as the eyeshadow counterparts, since these toppers are the exact combination of the actual shifting component that is seen in the eyeshadows. And third is Head in the Clouds, a pink to green shifting topper with a drizzle of silver. Like the eyeshadow, you can see the larger particle size even in the nail lacquer. This one's tough to capture the pink tone, but later on when I do some swatch comparisons, you'll see it a little more. And keeping in the same color order as the eyeshadow palette, we have Cloud 9. A misty silver green shifting topper. This one is much more silvery compared to Head in the Clouds, and that becomes more prominent when you layer it over darker colors. Here we have Joys of Spring, a petal red to yellow to green shifting topper. And Happy as a Clam. A clamshell orange to yellow to green shifting topper. And Jump for Joy is a happy yellow to green to aqua shifting topper. Followed by Happy Go Lucky, a cool clover green to blue shifting topper. Second last is Walking on Air, a soft breezy blue topper with bright pink orange shifts. There are definitely notes of lavender in this. This one has that sort of ghostly finish. I find that when actually applied on the nail, it looks a little more of a blue tone, but here it's definitely reading a little lavender. Might just depend on the lighting. And last, we have Feeling Sky High, a sunset pink to orange to yellow shifting topper. And in the nail lacquer, you can actually notice some of the little blue specks as well. So let's move on to the Juicy Jellies. These 6 have a sheer buildable formula, but may not reach opacity. Jellies are really great for nail art. First up, we have Ecstatic, a cherry red jelly to grab your attention. This one definitely leans on the pink toned red side. It's a super flattering tone that I think a lot of different people will love. Followed by Elated, a burnt orange jelly to spice things up. Elated is one of the sheerer colors, but as you can see in 3 coats, we get really good coverage while still maintaining that squishy, bouncy effect. And third is Joyous, a golden yellow jelly to brighten up your day. Since yellow is the lightest color, you won't reach opacity with this. As with all these swatches, I'm showing them built up to 3 coats, so you can pick your pathway of what level of opacity you want. Fourth is the green named Thrilled, a lime green jelly to elevate your mood. This one is also more sheer, but layers really beautifully. Please note that I'm also swatching on a bit of an angle rather than with a flat finger, so you might see the formula pool in a little bit of a funny way sometimes. Second last of our Juicy Jellies is Delighted, a royal blue jelly sure to please. I have a feeling this might be a top seller of the Juicy Jelly category. And last is Euphoric, a great purple jelly to bring a smile to you. And then moving on to the Cloud Crellys. These are a little different because they have a higher portion of white pigment within, so they're a little pastelized and might have a little more opacity compared with the Juicy Jellies. First up is Stratus, a bubblegum pink Crelly with a plush cloud-like finish. Followed by Horizon, a pastel neon coral Crelly with a light as air finish. And the third is Solar, a bright yellow Crelly with a sheer sunny finish. As with the other yellow, this one will not build to opacity in 3 coats, but it does have really beautiful even coverage, even though I'm painting on an angle that's a little bit weird. Next is Ozone, a cool green Crelly with a light atmospheric finish. This is a greenhouse gas we can get behind. Second last is Cumulus, a pastel blue Crelly with a bouncy cloud-like finish. And last, we finally have Cirrus, a pastel purple Crelly with a wispy cloud-like finish. So check out this nail art that I did with them. I did a lazy gradient with the juicy jellies and layered them with some of the toppers. I'm not going to add swatch photos in this video for different skin tones, just because the way we asked them to do it with different combinations might get a little too confusing. So definitely make sure to check out our website so you can see different combinations, different skin tones of all the nail lacquers. And we have come to the end of our On Topper the World collection reveal video. I hope you loved this deep skydive into this collection. Makeup should be fun, lighthearted, and not a heavy burden like this world can be sometimes, so we're sticking to that. We hope this collection helps boost your mood and make you feel extra good on the inside. If you've gotten this far, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up or comment down below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos that we post as well. Until next time, have yourself a wonderful day, night, evening, dusk, or dawn.